Paul, now I have your question. Hi, I want to buy a property to rent out as an investment. Why do I need a buy-to-let mortgage? Can't I just get a normal one?
Okay, yeah, good question. The answer to the question really depends on what you're planning to do. So you mentioned about getting a normal mortgage and renting the rooms out. Now, you can do that if you're actually planning to live there. So a normal mortgage, or a residential mortgage, meaning that that place is going to be your primary place of residence, you can definitely do that, and you can rent the rooms out. You can in fact rent the rooms out up to, I believe it's around £7,000 per annum of income, which is tax-free. So the government is actually encouraging people to do this to create more availability of property. So that can be a good option if you're planning to live there. But sometimes the best possible investment for you might not be where you're wanting to live. And I wouldn't say to buy somewhere just because you want to live there, because that's going to be using quite emotional criteria. Whereas when it comes to investing, you should be very commercially minded and unemotional. It should be about making money as opposed to what you want or like. So it's going to come down to what you want to do. Are you going to live there? If so, then what you've mentioned, you could do that. But you also mentioned about investing in property, or buying a property as an investment. Now, if that's what you're going to do and you're not going to live there, then you definitely will need a buy-to-let mortgage. These are mortgages specifically tailored for the purpose of buying a property to let it out. It's also easier to get a buy-to-let mortgage than it is to get a residential mortgage. The reason for that is the serviceability for a buy-to-let mortgage is linked to the rent from the property as opposed to your personal income. You didn't mention about your personal income, but most lenders will only lend you up to 4 to 5 times of your personal income. So, for example, if your personal income is £50,000, you will only be able to borrow about £200,000 to £250,000. Whereas with buy-to-let mortgages, generally you would be able to borrow quite a bit more because of the rental income. So that's another thing to consider. But to simplify things, in answering your question, it will come down to whether you're going to live there or whether you're not going to live there as to what type of mortgage you're going to need.
Paul, thank you for that.